I taken a while. And yes, finally KOF 11 is back. And we're back with something that many fans of the game are really a fan of, and that is the challenges. Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Square here, and today we're going to go over on how to clear the challenge mode in KOF 11. This is one of the best parts of the game in my opinion. KOF is not very famous when it comes to single player content outside of the Maximum Impact series. And while I wouldn't say this is a huge step forward, it was definitely a step in the right direction. And let me ask you this, are you one of those fighting game fans who really hates to unlock characters and just hates fun in general for casuals? Well, I'm not sure if you're gonna like this, to be honest. But you're not gonna have to do a super grindy process to unlock all the characters, because beating the challenge mode actually unlocks all the characters and all types of content in this game. And that's without taking into account the characters that are unlocked by doing specific challenges. Okay, now that we established that, let's go. Challenge number 1 is very simple. You just have to beat the opponent using only normal moves. This doesn't even allow you to use command normals or cancel into command normals, so there's no combo. Only standing normals and jumping normals, which can be a bit boring or whatever. Now this is a very easy challenge. However, if for some reason you're having trouble beating it, I will let you know that the game actually, after a while that you just lost so many times, the game will lower the difficulty of the AI. Just make sure you press retry, because if you give up on the challenge and you go back in, it will reset this timer thing that it has going on. Challenge number 2 is basically the same principle, except that this time you KO the opponents using only the special moves. Just grab any character that you feel comfortable and just spam whatever special move you want until you take them out. That's simple. For challenge number 3, you just have to do 10 recovery rolls. If you do not know, and when you're about to fall to the ground, you can press both light kick and light punch at the same time to do an immediate get up, you could say. If you ever play Smash Brothers, this is what many people call techie. It's a very simple challenge, and one of the things that I really like about the challenges in KOF 11 is they actually teach you about the mechanics of the game. And they can even be like a nice thing to sort of get better at them. Of course, I'm not gonna say that you're gonna become a pro with them, but I think every tool that you give people helps. Challenge number 4 is a little bit more difficult, since you have to do 5 normal throw escapes. In order to do a throw escape is you have to do a throw as the opponent is gonna throw you. And to do throws, you press back or forward for either heavy button, heavy kick or heavy punch. You just need to time it so that you land the throw right after they're gonna throw you. It has to be right after so that you can break out of it. Because if you do it too early, then it's gonna be the other way around, and the normal throw is not gonna count on your favor if the opponent is the one who normal throws. So just keep that in mind. This is where it gets interesting. Challenge number 5, you have to take on Xion. That's right, the boss from the arcade mode. In order to beat this guy, it's very simple. All you have to do is you have to spam your super and then do a dream cancel or whatever. It's really not that difficult. And once you beat him, you get to unlock him, which is very good to be able to unlock the bosses, because then if some challenges become too difficult for you, you can also use the bosses, which are very busted, and they have like a tons of ridiculous stuff that can help you, power through some of these challenges. For challenge number 6, speaking about powering through, we are taking on the most annoying, most hated, and most overpowered boss in SNK history, at least in the main line, and that is Magaki. This guy is the most hated and the most unfair and BS boss that SNK has ever made back then and since, to be honest. Now, thankfully, here they are cutting you some slack since you have infinite meter to take on this guy. My advice is get a character that has a ranged super that you can just spam from far away and try to spam it as Magaki's getting up. Now keep in mind that Magaki can still like overpower your super with his own fireballs because they just have that much priority. There are many characters that are fit to take him on, but my personal favorite is King because he makes Magaki feel how it feels like to fight him, or at least a portion of it. And needless to say, you beat him, you get him in the roster. Challenge number 7, you have to do a guard cancel roll. If you don't know what a guard cancel roll is, it is when you're blocking and then you press the roll command, you instantly do a roll to get out of the way or to move forward for a punish. You have to do 10 of this. It is very self-explanatory. Again, it is a good practice for this mechanic. Challenge number 8 is even easier because it's a guard cancel blowback attack. In order to do it, you just spam B when you're blocking and you just knock the opponent away, and that is it. I believe that some Capcom fans call this an alpha counter or something. I don't know, I'm not very familiar with that. I will want to say that for challenge 7 and challenge 8, you have to do this correctly because the opponent can actually do damage to you. And if they do enough damage, well, they kill you and therefore you lost. Challenge number 9 is a bit of a difficult one since you have to be 3 teams, but you play as 3 randoms. You just get a team of randoms and you have to beat the opponents. Like, it can be difficult because here is where you realize that the AI can be a bit of a bitch, to be honest, because they just do this bullshit input reading thing and you just have to deal with it. Again, you can lose over and over until the AI becomes so easy you can just, you can just beat them. Or you can also just wait until you get Magaki and just spam fireballs and just boom, that's it. Not much strat beyond that. And for number 10, we got my favorite challenge in the entire thing. And that is challenge number 10. You have to survive until the time is up. In this challenge, you actually play as Robert Garcia. And what this is about is you cannot move at all. You can only do your special moves, which are your charge moves. And the purpose of this is you go up against King and you have to dodge or just like prevent any attack on line with you. They give you only 20% of health and you have to live for 30 seconds. You can block some moves and you can knock you away from King, but you can only block for so long. I really like this challenge because it encourages you to learn how to do the charge move and in a way when they're useful. Of course, this is not really like something that is going to be useful in a match, but it helps building some form of muscle memory. Unfortunately, its only flaw is you can basically beat it with only doing flash kicks. If you crouch the whole time, the upper Venom Strike is never going to hit you. The lower Venom Strike, you can just dodge it by doing a light flash kick, and the Venom Strike, both versions, you're around them by doing a heavy flash kick. It will always work. Now you can throw projectiles to maybe get some space between you and King. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Now I don't know if you can actually take out King in this challenge. I haven't tried that. That will be an interesting thing to find out. And yes, of course, you beat the challenge, you unlock Robert. Challenge number 11, you just have to do 5 quick shifts. Now, this might be difficult because, like I said, the AI can be very tough, but it's actually very simple. If you remember that you can still quick shift on block, so you can actually just spam sweep and quick shift out of sweep and it will work. Yes, you can quick shift out of sweep. I mean, you will get nothing out of it, but you will get these requirements for beating the challenge. Challenge number 12, you have to do 5 Sabin shifts. And basically what that means is as soon as you get hit, you press both punch buttons or both kick buttons at the same time to save your life. And that is it. I will mention that for both of these challenges, the opponent can take out your team, and if they get rid of 2 members, you lose the challenge because you can not longer shift with any characters. Super cancel. So basically, if you don't know what moves cancel into what, you can always pause to look at your character and see what special moves super cancel into their supers. I really like to just grab a character that has a quarter circle forward special that cancels into double quarter circle forward super, and to me that makes life so much easier and you just get it over with. It's very spammable and it just gets the job done. Challenge number 14, to do a dream cancel. I want to say that my favorite character to use for the challenges is Shenwu. Like, in my opinion, he makes this process very easy. You just land a super and then you land a dream cancel. Very simple. I forgot to mention, for this type of challenges you always get infinite meters, so don't worry about that. By the way, you make sure to not kill the opponent, because if you do, you lose the challenge. Challenge number 15, and this is another cool one. You have to deflect 10 projectiles. In this challenge, you get to play as Hotaru from Mark of the Wolves, and you just use her special move to deflect the projectiles that King is throwing at you. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing King a little bit here. Very simple challenge. It's even easier and not as exciting as the Robert one, but it's a nice challenge. And then you get Hotaru for Hotaru fans or whatever. Challenge 16 is an interesting one since you have to basically time out your opponent. However, you do not get to see the life bars. You just see nothing. So what is the best way to secure this victory? Of course, the best way to secure a victory is to knock out 2 opponents of the team and then just camp the fuck out of it. Just like jump CP, jump E, just jump around, just run away, just block, and that's it. That is basically how you can achieve victory. Challenge number 17, and remember what I said that we will be seeing King a lot in these challenges? Okay, so in this challenge you have to land 5 counter hits, but how do you do that? Well, that is very simple. You see, when you punish somebody for throwing a projectile, it counts as a counter hit. The best way to do it is to get close to King and then do a full jump and just delay your attack. After she did her projectile, you hit her, and yeah, that's it. You just have to do it over and over. It can be a bit tricky, but honestly it's a very cool challenge. I really like it. I think it helps to comprehend the logic behind counter hits, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Challenge 18, you have to do 5 guard cancel shifts, which is basically the same as a Sabin shift, except you do them while you're blocking. I forgot to mention something about the Sabin shifts, is that they have certain moves that you cannot use them with, like projectiles, certain special moves, supers, all that kind of stuff. However, guard cancel shifts work on everything, all the projectiles, all the special moves, and yeah, it's even easier actually. Challenge 19, you have to defeat the Sabin shift. So if you don't know, the Sabin shift is not unpunishable. There are ways to counterattack. Now, this does not mean that you just throw the opponent onto the dice. No, that's not how it works. You have to actually defeat the Sabin shift and you have to trigger it. And the easiest way to beat this challenge is to just use K-Dash, use the fireball, and whichever of the follow-ups he will punish the Sabin shift. That is it. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Challenge 20. You have to beat all the female fighters in the game. Well, I will have to clarify. All the female fighters that came in the arcade version, right? You will not face Hotaru. You're gonna do it as Mai. And this is a very difficult challenge because you have to beat all of them with basically the same life bar in less than 10 minutes. Honestly, the time is the least of it. The AI is relentless. Elizabeth is very easy to take on. You just spam projectiles until she's gone. But after that, you face Yuri, and it just goes like hell from there. The AI is just very, very difficult. And honestly, I don't really have any advice. I will say that finishing off opponents with supers or leader moves will give you more bar, like will give you more health if you lost a lot of health in the battle. However, honestly, here the best thing to do is to just lose over and over until the difficulty goes down, and then just take out every single one of them. It's really not, it's really, unless you're very good at the game, which in this case you don't even need to watch this video. You're probably not gonna beat the challenge without getting the difficulty down. Challenge 21. So here we have to do a combo from a quick shift. You only have to do from one character to another. It can be difficult if you don't know how to do it, so I suggest you to maybe practice quick shift combos before you do this challenge, because like I said, the AI can make it difficult. And you can also just get the AI difficulty down to make it easier on you, so you can just concentrate on trying to land the combo first and foremost. And yeah. Challenge 22. This is a very cool one. So you basically have to pick basically the game picks Clark for you, and you have to stop Rob. He's gonna do his like bionic arm super thing, but you have to time it very, very well to do your leader move. And if you do it, you will grab him, and then you will just beat him, and that's it. That's the end of the challenge. It looks very difficult, but honestly, it's a very fun challenge to do. You only have 5 seconds. You can try other supers, I believe, but really just do the leader move, and you'll be good. And when I say that King will appear a lot in these challenges, I didn't just mean it from the AI's end, I also meant it from the player's end. So here it is, challenge 23. You have to do a 15-hit combo, and it does not allow you to do supers or leader moves, because that would just make this challenge trivial. King has this move that has exactly 12 hits, so you just have to add 3 more, right? So this, what you see on screen, is all you have to do. Challenge 24, you just have to get a perfect victory. Honestly, it's not that difficult, but it can be frustrating because all it takes is one hit. So you just have to do like 5 clean plays and you will get it done. Like I said, it's really not that difficult. Just get a character that you're familiar with the combos with, and just be very aware, and yeah, you will get it done. Challenge 25. Okay, so here's where you fight Tung Furu, whatever. I never really care about his name anyways. This guy has only like 30% of the life, but he actually gets his life back like every time you line a hit on him, right? And you only have 10 seconds to take him out. It's actually not that difficult. You really only have to land like 1 or 2 combos. So just get close to him, make sure that he whips an attack, and just punish it with a normal combo, and then just do it again, and you should be able to take him out. It looks difficult, but it's really not that difficult. KO 10 opponents within 7 minutes. Challenge number 26. Man, I guess you could just pick Magaki. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just pick Magaki and get it over with. I actually didn't even think about that when I made this video when I was doing the challenge. I should have just done that. I mean, otherwise you just wait for the difficulty to lower. But really, yeah, just pick Magaki or Shion and they should probably overwhelm the cast. Challenge number 27. You have to survive until the time is up. This one is not as difficult as it seems because the AI is actually not that aggressive. What you have to do is pick a character that knocks away very far. I, in this case, picked AG, and just wait until they do something. You know, just block, be careful, and yeah, just respawn accordingly. Just move little by little. Remember, if they don't attack you, then it's their loss. Challenge 28. You have to land a super cancel, then a dream cancel. And like I said before, my favorite character for this is Shenwu, and here is why. Challenge 29. You have to do a guard crush, and then you have to land a combo basically. What I like to do is I just grab Yuri, do his Redcast over and over to, you know, get meter, and then once I see that the guard is about to break, now to know if the guard is about to break, you look at the opponent's life bar and make sure that it's close to solid, like it's flashing so much that it's basically solid white. That is your indicator that the next hit is gonna break the guard. So what I do when that happens is I do a normal, and then I do DP, and then I super cancel the DP, and that's how I get my damage basically. This is another challenge that unlocks a character that is exclusive to the PS2 version. So you have to KO the opponent who constantly just do guard cancel blowback. And this can be very annoying. How do you do it? Now I heard that roll cancel can actually work to beta guard cancel and punish it. However, we're not here pretending that I'm good at the game. We need to chase these. So what is the best way to do it? Okay, so what I found out is you do a sweep into leader move is possibly the best way to beat this challenge, right? So I grab K-Dash, did sweep, and then cancel it right after with the leader move, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Normally, I would say that this challenge unlocks the character, but here's the thing, I had already unlocked the character by this point, so... Challenge 31. So basically, this challenge is basically a combo trial. You have to beat an opponent that has 50% of their health. Initially, I was trying to do a strat that applies for another challenge, but then I realized that you can use basically everything in this challenge except for later moves. And I literally didn't even know this when I was doing the challenge. But instead, I found another way to do it. Just look at this. Challenge 32. Okay, so what this challenge is referring to is the fact that you have 3 characters that have install supers as their leader moves, and they all have it active at the same time. Like, it never goes away. Of course, those characters are Ash, Dulon, and Shenwu. And this challenge can be deceptively difficult. And then I picked mine, and I realized that I could just do this over and over. Challenge 33 is the stuff of nightmares, and I would say that in terms of skill, this is probably the most difficult challenge in the game. But here's the thing, I just forgot that I could use Magaki, and I just kept trying hard and hard to beat this, and I'm like, wait, how did I beat it last time? And then I remember that I used Magaki, but I never actually remember when I was doing this challenge, so I just kept struggling and struggling and struggling, and even when I got the difficult down, it was still kind of difficult. So let me explain what this challenge is. This is a team that is composed by the mid bosses, you know, Adahide, Yasu, Silver, Gai Tendo, and Hayate. And the thing about it is, in their mid boss version is they're beefed up. They have more health, basically because they're only one character. you know, they have to, and they're a boss, they have to be very tough. So here, you're not fighting the normal versions of them. You're fighting the boss version. You're fighting 3 bosses at a time. It's actually insane. I would say it's a very clever challenge, but but it's very unfortunate that beating this challenge doesn't actually unlock them, because I mean, it should, because it's a very tough challenge. Like I said, you can pick Magaki and make this easy on you. I don't know, I just went through hell for this challenge. Ah, yes, the challenge 34. You have to defeat an opponent that has 80% of their health. Okay, in this one, you can actually use leader moves. And this is a very famous thing on how to solve this challenge. And you do it with none other than fan favorite Shingo. And this is literally all you have to do. Challenge 35. So basically, you have a super biffed up like Mr. Big. This character does an insane amount of damage. They just buff the hell out of him. Like, just trading with him would just be unfavorable. Like, even when he guard crushes you or anything, even when he does a guard cancel blowback on you, it hurts like a truck. So what is the best way to challenge it? Well, actually just block and just wait for him to throw it like a move like an eat it, and you just punch that move. It's that simple. That is exactly how you beat him. It's really not that difficult once you figure that out. As a matter of fact, losing over and over to get his difficulty down may actually make this challenge harder, because he wouldn't throw moves as often. Oh yes, this challenge, one of my favorites. So basically, in this challenge you play as Shen Wu and you face off against King. I told you. Anyways, let's just continue about this. What you need to do is you need to deflect all the projectiles of her LDM, and holy shit, is it difficult, because basically they move at lightning speed. It feels like you just have to do it randomly. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, meshing the deflect attack really can work sometimes better. But you know, it may take you some time, but you may actually get it. You only have 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds feel eternal, trust me. What I figure that it sort of works is you actually pay attention to King, and you do the reflect buttons as she does her strike attacks, and eventually I got it. Ah damn, you know, you could say this is a bit of a moment. Wait a second, wait, what? What the fuck? It was right there! Like, it's off by 1 number? What? Couldn't they swap it with the next challenge and just get it right? What is this? Like, it's like a great callback, but was this on purpose? Like, is this like a joke? Oh my god, well, I guess, you know, hey, we found moment 36. Now we just have 35 moments left to find. Anyway, enough with the bad jokes. Again, we're going back to King in challenge 37. In this one, we're gonna basically do the same thing as the previous challenge, where we had to do a 15 hit combo, except that this one we actually absolutely have to do a shift combo. Now, it's not actually very difficult to do. You just have to add 5 extra hits. So preferably, if you have like other characters that do multi hits on their close normals or something, it could help to alleviate this. You most likely have to practice this, but it is essentially the same thing as the previous challenge. Challenge 38, and here you face off against Shen Wu, who will guard crush you on hit. And the thing about him is that, just like the previous challenge, he gets to have his install active at all times, so he will just hit hard. Now, the best way to beat this challenge is very simple. Just grab a zoner and just zone the hell out of Shen, and that is pretty much it. Challenge 39. Basically, this game, you have to do a quick shift combo with all 3 characters. Now, I want to clarify. It will not count if you do one character through to the second character and then back to the first character. No, you have to do all characters. It does not matter the order. This one can be very difficult, and I will actually recommend to just get the difficulty down because it is important for your teammates to not die to be able to do this. What actually makes this challenge difficult is the fact that if you lose one teammate, then you lose the match because you can no longer do the complete quick shift combo. Now remember, it does not actually matter what the length of the quick shift combo is, it just matters that you chain it in. So sometimes just spamming the normal buttons and then immediately spamming both punches and then again just immediately spamming both kicks can get it done. But you may have to do some practice outside of that, but like I said, the real challenge is into keeping your teammates alive so that you will not lose it. Oh boy, and we finally in the last challenge, challenge 40. And here it is, how you unlock Geese Howard. This is, I don't know if it's the most difficult challenge. I actually don't believe so, but I think it's the most unfair challenge. It's the one that makes you feel cheated the most, by far. Like I said, I think objectively speaking, the hardest challenge is the one where you fight the mid bosses in one team. But that one has ways to alleviate this. The thing about it is this bullshit of this challenge just cannot be alleviated in any way because it's completely random. It almost feels like you're only allowed to win if the AI allows you to win. So what is the point? Okay, so basically you play as Geese Howard. But here's the thing. You can only do damage if you land a counter. And what happened? Well, you're going up against your sworn enemy, Terry Bogard. And in order to beat him is you have to counter each of his attacks. He can only do special moves. The problem here, the big problem with this challenge is that Terry a lot of the times just spam fireballs, and of course you cannot counter fireballs, so you just take damage. And blocking is also not exactly helpful because you can only block for so long. This just makes it feel random when you're allowed to counter. There's absolutely no pattern. Sometimes Terry can do one fireball, then immediately do a physical special move, or sometimes he can do like 3, 5, 6 fireballs. It gets really irritating. It's not even like you sweep him and he resets the counter or something. No, there's absolutely no pattern. You get to play whenever Terry decides that you will win. It is just so frustrating. You have no idea how many times I've been so close to beating this, and then all of a sudden like Terry was like, nah, I'm doing fireball, and that was it. What a piece of shit. This, like I said, the reason you feel cheated for this challenge is because it just feels like you win whenever the game allows you. It's just so bullshit. If I was Geese, I would hate Terry too. There's actually no way to cheese this. I actually don't know if doing something like a super cancel or a dream cancel will like help with this. I actually didn't try that. The only thing that I sort of see that it works is you need to be at a healthy far distance from Terry. Because at a healthy far distance, you can do the double Reppuken to counter his projectiles. You can more properly react to stuff like power dunk, crack shoot, and burning knuckle. But like I said, it still feels relatively random. That is the only way where I can sort of like mitigate the randomness of this freaking challenge. Like I said, this is probably not the most difficult one. I think that my one is more difficult, and I think the boss one is the most difficult in terms of, you know, like sheer skill involved. But this one is definitely the one that you will like, it will make you angry the most. Remember when I said that my favorite challenge is the Robert challenge because it teaches you how to use like you know, flash kicks, you know, and you know, like just general charge moves in a fun way? Well, this challenge should have been that, but for counter moves. But instead, it's just a waiting game, hoping that, you know, Terry will stop throwing fireballs. It would be a lot more interesting if the challenge was actually about using the correct counters at the right time, like trying to use low counters, and for Terry to have an actual attack pattern. It's fine for someone like King to not have a defined pattern because, you know, you're full screen, so you can in their projectiles, so you can act accordingly. You are never truly dependent on the type of attacks that King throws at you, but you're absolutely dependent on Terry not throwing fireballs. Okay, the rant is over. Okay, so that is it. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. So just let me in the comments which is your favorite challenge, which one you had the most trouble with. Did you find like better ways than me like of beating a certain challenge, like maybe the one that I beat with the Shingo? Do you have a better combo that works with it? How many characters will work with that? I think that would be an interesting video. How many characters can beat that challenge without any ship combos? I'll think about that. But anyways, I think these challenges are very fun, and I'm very glad that I had a lot of fun doing this again, even if it was like I had a lot of frustrations too. So the next video, it's going to be about ships in KOF 11. That's gonna be the next video about KOF 11. It's not. I'm gonna keep making other videos. I have one game review in the works. Okay, I don't want to just make this about just KOF 11. I want to be able to talk about anything because it's my channel. But I haven't forgotten about KOF 11, of course. I want to make a somewhat of a deep dive, maybe not the deepest of dives. I'm not like a super pro in this, but I've made a lot of research, and I'm getting like the hang of it. Like I'm sort of understanding how the shift mechanic works in all of its facets. Right? We're gonna go over regular shift, which is gonna be very short. We're gonna go over saving shifts, guard cancel shifts, and of course quick shifts. We're gonna go on like the nuance, what are like the best moves to use, why do certain moves connect, why do certain moves do not work. It's not gonna be a short. I'm gonna keep making shorts, right? As soon as I keep coming up with them. But yes, okay. So that is gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time, of course.